Okay, so assigning a Kahoot is pretty easy. And if you're on the modules page, or if you're taking the Kahoot, you can go to the modules page on this. There are separate videos from Kahoot on doing asynchronous and an asynchronous, what they call a challenge, but the asynchronous like assessment or test. So it's very easy. You get in, you can see my list of Kahoots here, and you just hit play. Okay? And then you decide what you want to do. If you're doing a live game, you click start. And it's going to give you a number of different options. You can have students do teams and share devices, or you can do classic mode. This is normally the one I play in, and it has a number of different options that I think are good. You could do player identifier, so you know who's behind the nickname, right? Personalized learning, so the questions get let them practice questions they got wrong after the game. That could be really good for review. Um, you could also do friendly nickname generator to avoid inappropriate nicknames. I don't do that, but you know what? I do the player identifier so you know who's going, just in case any shenanigans happens, if you let them know. But you could do that too. Why not, right? Better safe than sorry, I guess. Maybe I should start clicking that. Um, you could do show questions and answers on players' devices. If they don't have a good view of the screen, that might be something that you'd like to do. I normally don't because I want to make sure they've got that it makes it simpler if they're looking up at me. But that really mileage varies. Depends what you're doing. Lobby music, I always do original because I love the Kahoot music and they're familiar with it from high school. And so here, I can't randomize the order of questions on what I'm looking at because it's the one that we're doing that you're taking. And there are slides, right? And so it won't randomize it because it knows I've placed the slide before a question on purpose. So it's preventing me there from doing something to, mess up my own test, which is smart. It's good. I appreciate it. I always do randomize the order of answers, and I don't even worry about, I put the correct answer first. I just let Kahoot shuffle it. Two-step join. You can do that if you're worried about someone hacking you. So if you click view details, it adds an extra step when joining the game. I don't do that. I've never had a problem because they still need the pin. Um, and you can automatically move through questions. I don't do that. I like doing it at my own pace. I'll normally review between questions uh, as we go. So you can do rejoin after every game if you're doing like a series of mini games, for example. And that's how that works. And so once you hit classic mode and you're ready to go, it's going to load a game pin. And as students type in this pin, their names will pop up here. They can also scan the QR code, which makes that pretty easy. Most pictures will automatically have the QR code reader built into them now. So that's how that works. Your names pop up, and the pin displays throughout the game, so you don't need to worry about losing it. And that's great. If someone gets kicked out, just have them rejoin with the pin. Very easy. If they create the same name, it tends to merge them, but if it doesn't for some reason, if they have to use a different device, normally if someone's device dies, it won't recognize it the same thing if it has a different IP address. You can just add scores together. It'll still keep it all together. More on that in the records keeping section in a minute. So that's how you do a live test. It's pretty simple. And I'm just going to back out of this here. And if I want to play the asynchronous version, which you're taking, you just hit assign. You decide what time range you want the test to be available to, right? So when's the deadline that it's going to end, and then you click the question timer. So there are timers for questions. Maybe you thought during the live test you wanted the timer, maybe asynchronously you don't, right? So that could be something you do. The player identifier, again, I would do that. I really would. And I would randomize order of questions. The personalized learning, that's your decision if you want to go back and try the questions. Nickname generator. Again, where it would automatically generate the nicknames, you could do that. But, students do like having their own names, so I'm going to backtrack on what I said earlier. Just let them know who they are, and my advice is let students create their own nicknames if they'd like to, but I'm always in favor of giving students agency. It's something to be aware of, though. It's your decision. I'm not telling you what to do, okay? So you set the deadline. You could also leave it deadline list if you'd like to. And then, so let's do that. And then you hit create. Sorry, the computer's getting a little trouble because, okay, because I'm doing the recording program and the Kahoot. Then it's really easy. You just copy the URL. That's it. I do have instructions about how to embed a Kahoot in Canvas further below, but it's a really advanced level feature that I don't even use. So then you just embed the copy, let the link go around, and then they take it. It's that easy. Okay, you could change the deadline. You could play it yourself. It's a really good idea, and I always suggest testing the Kahoot yourself before you do it. Okay, and that's what I've got.